computer. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to show you that how you can create the project here. Okay, so yesterday I have a while installation, I've already told you about that, what is workspace and what is project. So I will again show you that how we can create the project. Go to the file menu, click on new, and I told you that we in the future we are not going to use, or we are not going to create the normal Java project. We will use the concept of which one? Yesterday I told you which one? Maven. Okay.
Maven.
Yeah, so we are going to use
Maven.
Maven because everybody is using the Maven, and there are a lot of advantage. But why I'm starting from the normal Java project? Because when I will start with the normal Java project and then move to the Maven, then I can tell you the difference. Okay, why we are using, what is the benefit of Maven, something like that. If you have used the cooler in your house and then you will move to the AC, then you will able to understand, okay, what is the features of the cooler and what is the advantage of AC. So I'm trying to give you the cooler facility here, and after some time I will move to the AC. Is it okay? So
Yes.
simply click
Yes,
on
sir.
new Java
Yes.
project, and here this window will open, and I am going to give the name of a project. So again, I'm saying that project name is nothing. Whenever you are going to create a, you can say whenever you are working on different project, like you are in your company, client, you can say your company has given you project like just work on the Amazon, Myntra, something like that. So how you are going to manage the files and codings all separately. So that's why you to create different folders here, right? So you can say I'm going to give the name here. So the name will be, I will pick 36 automation. And now you can see that when I pick it, when I enter the name here, it automatically saying that this is the location C user. So this place under workspace, it will create it automatically. It is picking the Java version. Okay. And here I told you, do not click on this create module info. Okay. I am going to create a video on that because that is not useful. But if anybody is interested and want to go beyond the normal learning, they can refer the video on my channel that I will upload maybe today and tomorrow, that what is actually module, what is the benefit, and it is really useful or not. Okay, so here we are going to ignore it. We are not going to click on that, and we'll simply click on finish. So when I click on finish, at the left side, it will create the 36 automation project here. Now in the this 36 automation project, you can see that we have by default able to see a folder that is called src. Here you can see you are able to see two things. One is jre library and the src. Okay, now why it is showing you these two things? First thing is that whenever you are creating a Java project, by default it actually attached to the library. So now currently which library it is attaching? JDK 21.
21.
Yeah, so it
21.
means in my project I am using JDK 21 feature.
21.
Now it is showing the src one also. Now before that, moving to the project, let me show you that I have already told you that project is nothing. Project is a folder on your workspace. So let me make a right click here, and if you are not asking anything, please be on mute so that nobody can face any background noise. Okay, so whenever you want to ask anything, you can unmute yourself, but till the time please be on mute. So I will make a right click here and go to the option teams, and the teams you will able to see the top most, there is option resource, and the resource right side location. So here there is an option that you can directly go to the location. How? Simply click on this icon. So you can see that it will open the file explorer and you will directly go to here. You can see that this is my workspace and every project is here. Like you can say I'm taking different type batches like 35, 36. I'm taking the personal batches also. So every project is available here. So every project of the my workspace, my Eclipse will be under, you can say, Eclipse workspace. That is workspace. Now if you go to this one, and you will see that how many things are you able to see? There are 5 things. One is setting folder, one is bin folder, one is src, one is class path, and one is project. So whenever you are going to create a project from the Eclipse, it contains these 5 things. Now I will tell you little bit about those things because that is not necessary to understand. Okay, so what is happening? It is just like a folder, but how Eclipse understand this is, how Eclipse understand this is a Eclipse project. So for that purpose, you can see that in the automation you are getting, there is a file that is org Eclipse core resource preferences. So actually this file actually telling to Eclipse that this file, this folder is related to the Eclipse. Second thing is that there is a file dot project. So it contains the information like what is the name of your project, something like that. So you can see that this is your name or project. Okay, you are not going to use it anywhere, but I'm just telling you why it is creating this file. So every project will contain the file where it will give the name of the project and whatever things you are using. So this is one thing. Now this class path is, it is giving the path. What is path? Let me open it and show you. Here you can say that whenever you are working on the Java file, whenever you are working on the Java project, you know that Java, there is a sequence of you can say process in Java. For one, you create the source file, and then source file is compiled into the, you can say, dot class file. I will tell you that part, but before that, tell me, are you able to see src, and are you able to see the output? Yes or no?
Yes.
So in the src, it is saying that whenever you are making any file, it will go into the src folder, and whenever you are generate any you can say any file from the Java, that is called, you can say, binary file, that will go into the bin folder. I will come to that point, everything will be clear, don't worry about that. So these are the two folders, both are blank here. Src is blank, bin is blank. Okay, now I will tell you what is the use of that. Okay, so now go to the project, and here I am going to do one thing. I'm going to first of all create one important thing, new, and then I will do a concept package. Okay, this is very important. So now, anybody have any idea? Okay, if you don't have, don't worry, but I want to make this session as interactive, just like a debate. Anybody have any idea what is package in Java? If you have any.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Package is a hierarchy of the sub package in the program.
Yes, yes. So here you can say package is nothing. Package is a technical term in Java. Otherwise, package is nothing. It is a hierarchy of folders and some folders. Now, the question is that why we create the package? The first important thing is that, just think about that. Suppose take the example. I will take the beautiful example. The beautiful example is that, suppose take you have 1,000 movies. Okay, I will share you 1,000 movies, and you have to store in your system. Okay, and these 1,000 movies can be a Hollywood movie, Bollywood movie, and also it can be horror, it can be suspense, it can be thriller. So tell me how you are going to store in your system. How you are going to store?
By
Tell me.
categories.
Yes. So simply you would like to that. Okay. First option is that you can do one thing. Let me open my favorite weapon to explain everything clearly. First thing is that you can do one thing. Just create a folder, movies. Okay. We can do one thing. We can create a folder, movies, and now we can store all the 1,000 movies here. Okay, now tell me one thing. Suddenly one day you thought, okay, I want to watch a movie of a Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, you know that there should be a specific category, like it should come under the Hollywood, Bollywood, action, something like that. So out of 1,000 movies, it is little bit tough to find a that movie, that particular movie quickly. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
But think about that, at the time of saving or storing the movies, you have already created a well structured folder. Like you can say, instead of storing all the movies under movies, you have created two subfolders under movies. Like you can say, one is Hollywood and one is Bollywood. Okay, so I'm just taking the example of standard, like out of 1,000 movies, 500 movies are related to the Hollywood and 5 are related to the Bollywood. So now you have already defined the category, means under movies folder you have created two folders, and now you can store 500 movies here and 500 movies here. So at any point time, it is very easy for you to select a Hollywood movie or a Bollywood movie. You can make it more refined. How? You can also do that again under the Hollywood folder. You can again create two more folders, like one is, you can say, suppose take the example action. Okay, uh, you can create action, thriller, romance, and horror. Let me take the example here. Okay, so now what will happen? I will take the standard example that out of 500 Hollywood movies, 250 movies are related to the action and 250 movies are related to the horror. Are you getting my point? Yes or no?
Yes.
And same thing I will do
Yes.
under my Bollywood. Now just think about that. If you want to find a action movie of a Hollywood star, how many movies you have to filter? Only 250. Yes or no?
Yes.
Because you will
Yes.
direct because you will directly jump to the folder movies Hollywood action, and it contains 250 movies. So instead of searching the 1,000 movies, you have to find 250 movies and you choose the favorite one. So this is called, you can say, folder structure. That's why every time we use this folder structure, and this folder structure which I'm creating, like movies, This hierarchy: movies, Hollywood action. This is one. Movies, Hollywood horror, second hierarchy. Movies, Bollywood action, third hierarchy. Movies, Bollywood horror, fourth hierarchy. This hierarchy is known as package in Java, and I can prove it. How? Let me show you. First of all, tell me, in my this project, my src package is blank. Yes or no? Are you able to see any folder here? No.
No.
So I will do
No.
one thing. I'm going to create a package com dot okay, instead of that, let me take the example of that one so that it will be more close to you. Movies dot, I will say HOLLY, Holly. I'm going to create a package here. So in Java, whenever you are creating a hierarchy of folders, you use the dot. Dot means you're talking about the subfolder. Simply click on finish. Now go and check in the src folder. Are you able to see the movies folder? Under movies, are you able to see the Hollywood? Yes or no?
Yes.
So actually
Yes.
now it proves that package is nothing. Package is just like a hierarchy of folder. Now you can say that if I want to create another package like this one, you can say if I write movies. So why it is giving the error? Why it is saying that package already exists? Because package means indirectly at the same location, can you create two folders with the same name?
No.
No. So
No.
that's why in the src already there is a folder that is movies. How you can create a same folder? If I write dot Bolly, now what it is saying that I want to create a Bollywood folder under movies, and that is possible. Yes or no?
Yes.
So now
Yes.
I will create it. Simply see that. Now go and check and you will see the hierarchy. Under src we have a movies folder, under movies Hollywood and Bollywood. And now the beautiful part is that whatever hierarchy you are creating under src, by default same hierarchy is followed by the bin folder. I will tell you why, but you are able to see same hierarchy is already there.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now in the same way, I have given an example of Hollywood, Bollywood. If you want, you can make it more refined. You can again create a package under Bollywood. You can create more packages. If you want to see, let me quickly show you how. This one, new package and movies. Very good. Dot Bolly. Very good. And let me say that action. Okay, so here you can say this is now copy, finish, and now let me simply again create a package, and I will simply take the example of instead of Poly, I will say Holly. And now it will create this hierarchy. Okay, now let me refresh it. You can see that. So in by default, how many hierarchy are created? Two hierarchy: Hollywood, Bollywood action, movies, Hollywood action. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes.
So
Yes.
now,
Yes.
Yes.
somebody asks you what is package. Simply say that package is nothing. It is a hierarchy, and it is a hierarchy of folders so that you can store your files in a proper way, like in the logical way. Suppose take the example in your whenever you are going to the framework part, you will create the Java file for test cases purpose, for configuration purpose, for storing some test data. So for different purpose, the classes should be created or saved in the different packages. So we are going to classify it. This is the one purpose. Second purpose, I will come when I will complete the topic of class and object. So this thing is clear. Anybody have any question?
No.
No.
Can we change the name of a package if we have, like further categorization still persists?
No, no, I didn't get your point.
I'm asking that can we change the name of the package?
Yeah, sure, sure. You can change the name of the package. I will show you very interesting thing. If you are going to the reverse manner also, like if I will go here and let me show you very interesting thing. If I will create any folder here, new folder. Let me go to the movies. Let me go to the Bollywood. And here, let me create a folder. I'm not creating a package. I'm creating a folder. Yes or no? So
Yes.
I
Yes.
have created a
Yeah.
folder here. So from here, I created a folder, and let me go and refresh my project. Are you able to see a package here?
Yeah.
So it
Yes.
means if you can change the name of the folder, you can change the name of the package also. So it also proves vice versa. If you are creating a folder under your project, it is going to be work as a package. Is it okay now? Clear?
Yeah.
So if you want to change, just rename it from here. That is okay. Now come to the point. Whenever you are creating any class, I'm going to coming to that point. Yesterday I told you whenever you are creating a class, it is always advisable. That is recommended, not mandatory, that you should create every class under a package. Otherwise, you will get a that alert message. What is that? What is alert message? Default package is discouraged. Okay, so every time whenever you are creating a class, just select a package here and right click and then create a class here. So I'm going to create a class. So new class here. Now here when this window will come, usually what people do that, you can say for the learning purpose, you simply give the name of your own name. Like if the Pradeep is working, they simply give the name of the class Pradeep. If Aman is working, they are giving the name of Aman. If you can say Manpreet is working, they simply give the name of the class. You can say Manpreet. That is okay because you want to write some code. But just think about that, when a name of the class is decided, that is not something like that random. Okay, in the development there is a specific concept that what should be the name of the class. Okay, are you getting my point? So we'll come to that point. For that purpose, I'm just giving the name of my class as a student. Okay, I will tell you that why I'm taking this name. Okay, so now you have to give the name of the class. Package is already selected, so now I will simply click on finish. I will not click on public static void main also. I will tell you why. Okay, everything will be clear. Finish. Now you can say that in the Java, whenever you want to create a class, only what is the important thing in the class, there should be a line that is the package that is already you can say picked here because I have used the package, this one, and this is the structure of the class. If you are creating a class structure, this one, this is a complete structure. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Yes or no?
Yes.
So now I will come to the point like what is class, because if you understand the definition of a class, then only you can understand why I have given the name of the class as a student. Why I have not taken the name Pradeep, Sandeep, Randeep, something like that. There is a specific reason, because the name of the class is actually related to a concept. And what is that concept? The concept is that in the Java, if somebody is going to ask you what is class, anybody know what is the definition of a class? Class is a
Collection of objects.
very good. Class is a collection of object objects. Aage, anything after that, or that is simple?
And it doesn't
Having a
occupy any
similar
space in
properties.
memory.
Excellent. Having similar
Properties.
properties. So actually you can say this is the definition we are just we are able to see on the internet. But today you will understand and you will relate that why I have given the name of this class as a student. So class is a collection. Everybody know what is the meaning of collection? Collection means group. Now the two things are very important. This definition is depends on 2 points: objects and property. So if you understand what is object and what is property, then you can easily understand the definition. Now the question is that what is object? Here I want to tell you one more thing, that Java is totally object oriented programming language. It is directly related to the real world. And why it is related to the real world? Because it follows all the concept of real world. Okay, second thing is that what is the purpose of programming language? To develop a software. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
And you can take the example, what is the purpose of software? To solve the daily life problems, like using the banking software, you don't need to go to the bank, you can make your transactions, open the account, everything you can do it. What is the use of e-commerce website? You can make your shoppings, something like that, right? What is the purpose of airline software? You can book your airline tickets from here. So actually whenever you are learning programming, the purpose of programming is that you are going to build a software. You are going to build a software, and that is going to solve the problem of everybody's daily life. So this software, it means programming language contains all the features, all the concept which is going to help in developing the real world problems. So now first thing again, I'm saying that class is a collection of objects. So now the question is that what is object? So here I want to tell you, object is nothing in this world. Everything is a object. You are object, I am object, pen is object, pencil is object, everything is a object. If you want to see the interesting thing, I don't know how many of you have watched the movie Munna Bhai MBBS. Anybody have seen that movie?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
in that
Yes.
movie, the whole movie was based on a patient who was on coma, and you can say in the same movie, the role of the dean of the hospital was played by woman Irani. And in the woman Irani always use a specific term for that patient. He never take the name of his patient. He always say that subject is not working, object is not working, because for him it is an object. It has some properties. Are you getting my point? So
Yes.
in this world, everything is an object. Everything, you are object. Only what is difference? We have different type of characteristics, and that characteristic known as properties. Are you getting my point? Everything in this world is an object, and every object have some properties. Like you have a property name. Okay, I have a property name. I have a property color. You have a property color. Okay, in the different way, you can say different type of objects are there. I have a property of living. Plant don't have, or pencil, they don't have a property of living. Okay, so everything, you can say every object have different type of properties. This is clear what is object and what is property. Object are everything in this world is an object, and what is characteristic they have, that is called property. Is it okay?
Yes.
So
Yes.
now think about that. Whenever class is a collection, means whenever you try to make a group of object which have similar type of property, then this type of group is known as class. Now tell me, if I want to create, or if I want to present a group of a student, what is the important property that should have in every object? One is roll number,
Whole
yes or no?
number. Yes.
Because you know that if a person in this real world have a roll number, that will come under my group of student. Student name is presenting a group of student, yes or no?
Yes.
In the similar way, let me create a parallel class so that you will understand more clearly. I am going to create a class of employee. That is your favorite one. And the employee, you can say that. What is the property of an employee?
Employee ID.
Excellent. You guys are awesome. It means, tell me, employee ID can be a property of a student group objects? No. No.
Yes.
So now the employee ID is a property of only a employees related persons, and student roll number is a property of student.
Student.
So
Student.
now you can say that I have segregated two groups together. And now let me detach both the files so that I can show you. And you guys are going to help me that what are the property I can put under my this structure so that I can make it unique. Now tell me, every student have a name.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
If you are opening a school, you are going to take the admission a student without name? No. And what is in the case of employee? What is that called? Employee name. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, if you come to the student, third property, a student always will be associated with a organization that is called school. And in case of employee, what is that? Yes or no?
Company.
So whenever I'm defining these are nothing. I am just defining the properties so that if anybody want to understand that what is my student group, what is my student class is presenting. So actually it is presenting a group of objects, the object which contains the property roll number, name and school name, and the employee class is presenting a group of objects which is presenting all the objects which have the property employee ID, employee name and employee company. So in this way you can, whenever you are increasing the number of property, actually you are refining the group. Yes or no? You are refining the group. If I will say that school name is fixed like DPS, so now this student group is presenting only the student related to the particular school. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is the basic concept. So now whenever developers create a class, this is the mindset. This is the thing which is coming in his mind. Now here another thing you will see that. For example, you have seen that whenever you are going to work on a database part, database is also similar to the class. In the database, you can say that in the database we have tables. Yes or no? In the
Yes.
database we have tables. So now you have seen that the table name is suppose employee. Table name always is employee. And what is the in the table we have columns, fields. What is that? Columns name, employee name, age.
Employee ID.
Yes. So you can try to relate it. It is similar to that. Here the class is presenting a table and these are presenting their column.
Fields.
Yes or no? Fields. Exactly. And now tell me, you have a table, you have a fields, and under fields, what you are putting? The value.
Value.
So
Value.
now I told you, here we call that value to the, you can say values of the property. So now you relate it. This is class, this is property, and whatever we are going to store for a particular property, that is called value.
Value.
So,
Value.
So now this is very easy to understand that when a development comes into the picture, first of all, you know that what things comes into the picture, the design of the database. They design the database, that what type of information we need to capture from the application and where we are going to store it. Now, related to that, or tables structure, they create the classes, so that they can create a classes to capture the data from the UI. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. So now here you can see that I have created, and now we can create so many property. For example, everybody know that what is the favorite property of every employee?
Employee
Everybody,
salary.
yes, everybody wants to say, don't give me ID, don't give me name, but start giving me salary. And when you are happy with the salary, second favorite property is
Designation.
I am getting good salary now, made me manager. So actually here only I want to tell you that whenever you are creating a class, so first of all, you decide the properties so that you can tell anybody this class is presenting a group of those objects which contains these property. This is clear to everybody?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Yes.
Now here you can see that we have defined the property. So now I'm going to take the example of my own batch. You can say this is my batch, and now just for the timing, just try to imagine this group is presenting a group of students. You know that everybody have a name property. You have a name, yes or no? You have a age. Okay, you have a age property. You can take the example of age also, and you can
Right.
say that you all are related to a school. You are all are related to a teaching school. So you can take the example. It is, I know that is not a school, we are professional, but you are attached to a or associated to a organization related to the online training, yes or no?
Yes.
So if we can say that all of the objects, all of the person in this group have same type of property. What is the difference? How two-person can be distinguished? On the basis of their property values, yes or no? Ravi has a name property, but the name is Ravi. Okay, now Arpit has a property name, but the value for Arpit is Arpit.
Okay.
What Ravi has a age property, maybe the value of age for the Ravi is 22, and the age property have also with the Arpit Kamni, but they have different value. Somebody have 22, somebody 23. Are you getting my point? What is object, what is property, and what is their value? This is clear to you?
Yes.
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 So whenever a class is created, at that time you can say that I have defined the property. Now, at the time of deciding the class, we also decide that what type of property we can store under a specific value. Because you know that for few things you are clear that age can be numeric. Age can be numeric. Age cannot be alphanumeric. Anybody can have the age XYZ? No. Age can be numeric. But tell me, roll number can be numeric or alphanumeric, or it can be both?
Alphanumeric.
It can be both alphanumeric
Yes,
or numeric.
excellent. Because you know that in the olden times or time, we simply went to the school and we got the roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now we have a schools, convent school. They have a fantasy. The roll number will be DPS 001, something like that. They are going to reflect their own name, their own school name in the roll number also. So now it means when a structure is going to decide, at the time of deciding the class structure, they decide that what type of value we can store in the property, yes or no? Getting my point?
Yes.
So now here I want to tell you, save, and I will show you here. Whenever you want to decide, how you decide that which type of data you want to store it, you can restrict it. How data restrict is, there is a concept that is called data type. What is that? Data
Data
type.
type.
So just before the property, you have to give the data type. If you want to make sure that only numeric numbers, numeric values can be stored in this property, just give int. Int means integer. Int means int is a data type, will allow only to store numeric values. Let me show you. If I will say equal to 9, it will allow. But if I will try to add or assign some alphanumeric value, values are assigned using the double quotes. Are you able to see that it is giving the error? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So now,
Yes.
now you can only give the roll number something like that, 1, 2, 3. But if you want to give something like I told you, fantasy, you want to use the DPS 001. Your data type will not be int, it will be alphanumeric, and the alphanumeric data type in Java is known as string.
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 I hope this is clear that whenever you are deciding a property, what type of data you want to store it, you can restrict it. So designer of a class, first of all, decide the name of the class. Then he defined the property that what is the mandatory property that should have here. Third thing, what type of data he want to allow to store in a particular property value. Is it okay? So I will take the example of here student roll number. So that is I've taken numeric and student name. I know that definitely it will be a alphanumeric
String.
string because in our country I don't know about the you can say other countries. In our country still people give the you can say valid name like you can say Ram, Shyam and Tom, something like that, not something like that James Bond 007. Okay, so I will assume that the name should always be alphanumeric. Okay, school name should be
String.
String.
yes, excellent. You guys are awesome. Now, sometimes happen that I told you the purpose of integer is to give the numeric values. The purpose of string data type is to give the, you can say alphanumeric value. Now, suppose take the example, we have a property age. So here the question is that you in terms of age, definitely it will be numeric. But you know that in terms of age, especially in terms of a school, you know that our age matters in terms of decimal also, like 1 year, 1 month. If you are agree on that, yes or no?
Yes.
Because you know that just go for the admission for your kids and simply say that the age of my son is, you can say, just tell them this is 3. They will ask, just tell me it is exact 3, it is 2.9 or 3.1, because there is a proper age for the admission. So now this is very important, right? So now tell me, whenever you want to consider a decimal part, you cannot use the integer. Integer is used for complete number. So whenever you want to store the decimal data, the data type is known as
Float.
Yeah.
excellent. So for every type of data you have, for every type of data, they are giving you the data type. This is the first purpose, so that they can restrict you, they can allow you that this type of data you can store in the, you can say, in the your properties. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So now
Yes.
you can say whenever you are storing the string data,
Pradeep,
so it's, yeah,
yeah, I have one doubt. Like, for int, you have given double quotes, no?
where have you given the double quotes?
For showing that alphanumeric.
Yeah, whenever you want to store some value, that I'm saying that double quotes means you are giving the any string value. Okay,
Okay. For numeric, the double quotes is no needed.
not needed. You can say that
Okay.
reason is that you can say that why this difference is that simply understand, uh 2 can be present as a number, yes or no?
Yes.
But 2 can be present as a alphanumeric also. If we want to present it alphanumeric, it will be double quotes, yes or no?
Okay. Yes, yes.
Getting my point? So I will come to that point again when I will show you some calculation. Now, second
Okay.
thing is that this data type is also, the purpose of data type is that to store, to restrict the type of value in the property. Second thing is also it is the data type which is going to allocate some memory. Actually, what is happening when I run the program, where it is going to store the data in my system memory, yes or no?
Yes.
So whenever I will run the program, I want to store some value, like I want to store this data 9. So 9 will be stored in the memory. So when it store the 9 in the memory, it will occupy some space. Getting my point? Something like that. You can take the example. I will take the example. Uh, Suppose take the example, you want to store some data in the kitchen. You want to store some data in the kitchen. Data means materials. For example, you want to store some sugar or tea. So what do you think? What will the maximum quantity you want to keep for the 1 month? Half kg or 1 kg? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Anybody
Yes, yes.
store 10 kg tea, 10 kg sugar or 10 kg tea leaves for 1 month? You know that the consumption of a tea is approx 1 kg. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
And tell me, whenever you want to store some item like flour, rice in the kitchen, it will be 500 or 1 kg, or it will be beyond 10 kg, because you know that consumption of rice is more than the tea leaves. Yes or no? Yes or no? Are you getting my point?
Yes, yes, I'm
So
getting.
actually you can say that the purpose of data type is not only to store the data. Second purpose is that what is the range of your data. Suppose take the example, if you want to store small number, small range number, then you can go with integer. But you want to store the numeric numbers, complete numbers, but your range is very high. So Java also provides the data as well as range. If your range is very high, you can go the higher range, that is called
Long.
Are you getting my point? So why they have given this concept also? Because somebody can ask you, Pradeep, they can give simply the long so that anybody can store any data. But think about that. In your kitchen, do you want to store 1 kg of tea leaves in a 10 kg container? It is going to occupy the space, yes or no? But you are using only 1 kg space. So 9 kg space will be wasted, yes or no? Getting my point? Say yes or no.
Yes, right.
Yes,
So
yes.
in the same thing, just think about that. Your kitchen is something like the memory. In the memory, whatever is need, just only occupy that area, only that part of memory. Don't occupy the big area and try to put only the small data. So if whenever you have know that we need to store big data, the range should be selected big one. And if you want to store small data in the range of, you can say, integer, then you should go with the int. So this is very important. Are you getting my point? Suppose take the example, you have to store the big data in terms of decimal. Then instead of float, you can go with the, anybody idea?
Double.
Java. So
Double.
so here this is very important, that what type of data you want to store and what is your range. Now somebody will ask me question, Pradeep, what is the range? So you can simply go to that and you will see that range of different, because that is a huge range and you don't need to remember it. Okay, different data types in Java, and you will see there is a range, that what range will be there. So for example, you can say if you are going to int, what is the range? From minus this range to this one only. If you want to go beyond this data, what is the data type? Long. You can see that range is, you are able to see the range. And when you want to store the float, what's the range? From this and minus 45, it is saying that 45 in the range of negative also. Is it okay?
Okay.
So you don't need to focus so much here. Only you have to understand this thing, that whenever you are going to choose a data type, you should know that what type of data you want to store and what is your range. If your range is small, don't use the long data type. That will work, but it is actually wasting the memory. If I will use the, just think about that. I'm using long and I'm storing the data 9. Tell me, it means something like that. This will occupy a memory of, you can say, 10 kg container,
Hey.
and you are using only 1 kg. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So this is very important, that whenever a developer decide the property, it decide the type of the data on the basis of type and value. And same thing you can compare with the database. In the database, you have a property varchar. Then you can say you define varchar 50, varchar 60, varchar 100. Yes or no? Why you define it? Because you say that whenever I'm saying that varchar 10, only 10 character can be stored. So in the Oracle database, it will not occupy big memory for that field. Yes or no? Getting my point?
Yes.
I don't know if you have work on database part. As a tester, you should work, but if you know, I can tell you that there is a different type of. In the same way, we have a numeric concept. Like for the numeric, you want to go with the big one, small one, everything is there. So that is very similar to database. Okay. Now this thing is clear. Anybody have any question?
No.
Any? No. Great. Now I will come to that point that we have discussed, that class is nothing. It is a group of object having similar property. So whenever a developer decides a class, he defined the property as well as their data type, so that whenever we are going to, or anybody is going to use this class, they can use this property. How? I will come to that. But let me give the here also some structure, because it is giving the error. So let me. I will give the example and you will decide what is the benefit of range. Suppose take the example. I'm going to give a property salary. Tell me what range you want. You want int or long?
Long.
Long.
I know that. Now you understand the benefit of that. If in the software somebody has given the data type and you will say that I'm not going to join the company because their range is int. I want to join the company. They have a range of long. Okay. So that is the advantage. So now the structure decide that what will the type of data and what will be the range. Now I will come to that second point. You can say the another definition of class is, what is the another definition? Class is a blueprint. Anybody have heard about that one? Blueprint. Anybody heard it? Class is a blueprint? No.
No, object is a
Okay.
blueprint.
Okay. Class is a blueprint, or you can say, anybody heard about a class is a blueprint, or it is just structure. It is just structure. If you not heard about that, let me tell you. Class is also known as a blueprint or a just structure. Why I'm telling you? Because it is a virtual thing. You can think about it is a virtual thing. I will give you the example. Suppose take the example. You are very rich. You decided to open a school. You have just developed a very good building. Okay, classes are there, libraries are there, everything is there. Okay, now but students have not taken the admission. Tell me, really, it is a school?
No.
School is only when there are students. Whenever you have gathered 10 students in a garden, that will also say it is a class. But if you don't have any student, your building is nothing. It is just like a structure. It is a blank structure. Yes or no? Are you getting my point? So what I want to convey here, that class is just like a blueprint. It is a structure which is telling you that in the real world, some group, if you want to create, if you want to collect something, you are going to collect on the base of this one. Is it okay? Now I will give the example. If any school don't have any student and any auditor, any government auditor comes to audit that school is working fine or not, he need a student to raise the questions like, how is your study? What is the mathing, you can say teaching strategy? Okay, what subjects you are reading? How are the teachers? So for whom it is going to ask the question? Students. Yes or no?
Yes.
So again, I'm telling that class is just like a blueprint. Now let me give the another example, because any example can be easy to understand for you. Now tell me, for example, you can say recently we have faced the COVID. Okay, in the COVID we are taking the vaccine. You know that before preparing the vaccine, they have created a blueprint or white paper, or sometimes we can say that the compound. What was that? You can say they have prepared something like that. Okay, just take 2 milligram paracetamol. Okay, and just take 1 milligram zinc, then take 1.5 milligram vitamin C, and then they have just you can say make it together. They have given different type of elements, different type of compound, and now finally that is comes in front of us as a vaccine. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But what is the structure? Structure is blueprint. Blueprint means whenever they have decided what they are going to share with different type of labs, they are going to say this is the structure and you have to produce the real vaccine. And what was that structure? On the paper they have written this is the compound, paracetamol, magnesium, calcium, C, vitamin C, something like that, zinc is there, this is the ratio. And when you prepare the actual vaccine, you have to take the reference from here. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So same thing is structure. This class is just like a structure. If you want to use this structure, you need a real object which is going to present this class. Yes or no? Is it okay?
Yeah.
So how we are going to present for that? So for that purpose, let me do one thing. I can do the same thing in same class, but let me create a different class. I'm just taking the class name like Pradeep, or let instead of Pradeep, let me take the example of Arpit. We have a student Arpit here. So Arpit, I have created Arpit, and here I'm clicking on this main public static void main. I will come to that point. That why I'm clicking now. Let me click finish. So first of all, I will show you that when I will make a right click here, you will able to see option is coming run as Java application. This option is coming. But when I click on a student, just tell me if this option is appearing here or not. This option is coming run as Java application.
No.
So whenever you want to run any Java file, whenever you want to run any Java code, this is the rule that file should have a specific function. I will come to that point, that what is function. For the timing, you can understand. It means whenever you want to run any Java file, it should contains this specific code. That is called main method. If you don't have this, you cannot run your file individually. Are you getting my point? If I remove this code and try to run it, the option will be vanish. When I control Z, this function is there, I will get the option here. I will come to that what is the purpose of it. Sorry, what is the syntax of it? But this is clear that if you want to run your code, run your file, this code should be there. Is it okay?
Yes.
We can put this code in the same class also, where the structure in which we have created the structure, we can put the same code here also. If I put the same method here, now we can run this file also. Is it okay? Okay.
Yes.
Now the question is that this is a structure, how we are going to create the real object, so that which is presenting this class. So for that you can say the code is, let me tell you, the code is, you write new and you give the name of the class student, something like that. Now whenever we are writing this line of code, actually it creates the object. It creates the object. I will tell you that what do you mean by object, how it object is created in the memory. When I am going to write this line two times, how many object will be created?
Two objects.
Definitely two. But the thing is that whenever I'm going to create two objects, three objects, I'm going to write similar line of code. Okay. When I want to create the object of employee, what code I need to write? Tell me.
New employee.
Very good. It means simply the code is that whenever you want to create the real object of a class, you have to write new. Whenever you are able to see anything in the red color, in the bold red color, this is called keyword. Keyword means these are the reserved words which are used by Java, and you should not use it for your own purpose. Getting my point? This should be reserved. Like for example, we know that what is the meaning of happy? Kush. Happy means Kush. Sometimes people give the name of their kids Happy, and when happy is happy, what you will say? Happy is very happy. So it is very confusing. You can keep the name happy, but it is recommended in the English. Few words have their own meaning. We should not use it for our own purpose. Yes or no? If you are going to use it, it will make a confusion. Yes or no? Getting my point?
Yes.
So in Java, there are few keywords that are reserved by the Java that I'm using it for my own purpose. So please do not use for your own purpose. Like you cannot give the name of your property like PUBLIC because it is a reserved word. Yes or no? Okay. So you cannot give the name of your property itself like you can say like VOID. It is a keyword. So you should avoid the use of keywords. Getting my point?
Yeah.
Yes.
So keywords means there are specific word which have their own meaning in Java. So we should not use it. And every keywords you will able to see that are defining in the bold color here. Okay. Now let me come to again. Whenever you want to create the object of a class, simply write new, then write student here. If you the class name is employee, just write it here. Itself you can say that I am available in Arpit class. You can create the object of Arpit class. How? New? Is it okay? So whenever you want to create the object of a class, what is the code? New, name of the class, and these two brackets. Is it okay? Say yes or no.
Yes.
In the starting few class, you will get the option to say yes or no, because I want to make sure that you are getting everything in the starting session. When you will be comfortable in Java, I will not give the option. I will keep on saying, keep on continuing. So this is very important that you acknowledge in the starting so that you don't have any type of confusion. Okay, this is clear. Now I will come to that point. Let me delete this point, and now I will show you that whenever I'm writing this code, what is happening. Because when I run this code, you will not able to see anything in my console. This is a console. Are you able to see anything here?
No.
Okay. So in the Java, if you want to print something, how you can print it? There is a statement that is called system.out.println. The shortcut key is simply write SYSO and this one, and you can write it. So I'm writing program. Okay, let me write Om Namah Shivaya. Okay, you can give any name. Om Namah Shivaya. I'm just making a so that I'm starting some fun. You can say code here, and at the end I'm writing program end here. Okay, now you can see that I told you what is the process of running a program. Whenever you have a this type of main, it is called main method. Okay, and it have a boundary. Are you able to see this curly bracket? It is a boundary. So when I ever run this thing, run as Java application, what happens? Whenever I'm giving this command from the UI, run as Java application, actually the Java JVM machine, which is JRE, which is available on your already installed in your machine, which try to run the this code. How it runs the code? It takes the control within this body. This is in scope, and it actually execute every line by one by one. What do you mean by one line? In the English sentence, how you will identify that one line is completed? Full stop. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
How you identify
Yes.
in the English that one sentence is completed? There is a full stop. In Java, that is equivalent to the semicolon. Whenever you are able to semicolon means one sentence or one statement is completed. In English, we call sentence. In Java, we call statement. Both are same. And whenever you are making a semicolon means one statement is completed. It will run this statement, then it will move to the next. One statement is completed, then it will move to the next. So this is the sequence. So it is start from this part, is to execute from here, and when it complete all the instruction in this body, then program will be completed. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's why when I run this program, the control will simply come to this point here. And what is the statement saying? Simply print Om Namah Shivaya. It printed. Now control go to here, and it has done something which you are not able to see. Then it come to here. It done something which you are not able to see, and the control goes to here, and program is completed. Now I'm going to show you what is happening when this code is running. Is it okay? So tell me one thing. If you want to see that what is happening, first of all, press the control button and together put your cursor, move your cursor on the this line. Control I have pressed and move my cursor to the student. Are you able to see hand is prepared? Yes or no?
Yes.
So when
Yes.
I click on this one line, after preparing the hand, just tell me where my control is going. Click. Where is control is going?
Student class.
Very good. And just think about that. If I'm writing a code to create the object of employee, just tell me where the control is going. Here you can see. Where is control is going?
On employee class.
Excellent. So one thing is proved that when this code is running, I told you whenever you want to see that at runtime, when we are code running, what will happening? So at runtime, the control will go to this class in case of a student, and whenever you're creating object employee, it will go to the employee class. Now the question is that after going to here, what it is doing, I'm going to tell you, and that is very important. Okay, for that purpose, let me open my beautiful weapon that is called paintbrush, because that is very useful. Okay, so first of all, I want to show you the memory. Where is memory? So to show you the memory, I'm taking the example of this rectangle. This rectangle is nothing, it is a memory. Is it okay? Can you assume it? It is a memory.
Yes.
So now when control comes to here, okay, it says that it is a new object. Control goes to the student class and now checks how many properties are there. So I want to explain. So let me reduce one property. I don't want to make it very lengthy. But whatever will happen for one property, two property, that will be applicable for all the property. It can contain 10 property, 20 property. Okay. So I'm taking the example of only three so that I can make it easy. Okay, so when the control it come to here, your program, your JVM will see that how many properties are there. How many properties are there? Three.
Okay.
So in the memory, first of all, what it will do, it will allocate a area memory for creating the object, something like that. I'm presenting with the help of this circle. Is it okay? This is the area which is allocated for the object of the student, which will be created when it is running this one. Is it okay? And in the object, now the question is that how it is going to allocate the memory area on the basis of the total memory size which is needed for storing three properties. It will allocate one int property is there, two string. So I need to give the size so that I can store one integer value and two string value. Is it okay? That will be the size of the total object. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now within the object, they want to store this property. So for the reference purpose, I'm telling you that internally they will allocate some slots. Okay, not exactly, but you can understand easily. That's why I'm giving the example. Three location will be there within the object to store three property. Is it okay? What are the three property? It can store the value of roll number here. So it will give allocate that in this memory, you will store the roll number.
Hold on.
Is it okay? In the second, it will say that
Student
Bha,
name.
in this area, you are going to store student name. And the last, it will say that here you can store the Great. Now tell me one thing. Suppose take the example. This is the code and now this is done. This is done. Okay. So now this thing is completed. Control will again come back to here. This is completed. Now control will go to the next line. Yes or no?
Yes.
So now same thing is there. So same thing will happen. Control go to here and same process will be there. Yes or no?
Yes.
So same thing will allocated here. Now if we are going to create three objects, so three circles, three object will be created. Yes or no? 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever we are creating. Yes or no?
Yes.
Second thing is that in Java, not in Java, everywhere in English also, whenever in our childhood, some teacher says that, please read the paragraph and explain the meaning. So once we read one sentence or one paragraph and move, before moving to the next, we explain the meaning. Then only we move to the next one. Yes or no?
Yes.
It is not something like that you explained the third sentence and now again you are coming back to the first one. Once you are only proceeding in the forward direction. Yes or no? So why I'm telling you it
Yes.
here, once Java execute this one, then it goes to the next one, then it goes to the third line. If I will say that I want to use something which is produced in line number 1, it is not possible. It is not possible because my control is now goes to the line number 11. Now it cannot take anything which is available on line number 9. For example, I took my control to the line number 11. I want to perform some operation on line number 10 object. I cannot because I don't have any reference. My control is on line number 11. Are you getting my point? So that's why Java says that whenever you are creating an object, there is a concept that is called reference. What is that? Whenever you are creating an object, left side just give a variable name or reference name so that you can refer it. And just before it, you have to give the name of the class. So here, when this type of line will run, you know that what is the impact? This is one complete statement. Yes or no? So when the control will go to here, this part will be completed to allocate the memory in a circle. But because the statement is not completed, this part is also pending before going to the next line. So what is the impact of this one? It will create a reference S1 and will point to the, tell me, point to the first object. Now tell me one thing. If your control is on the line number 11 or 13, and if you want to refer this object in the memory, you have a reference S1. Reference means a pointer. Yes or no? If anybody is not clear on that, I can give you a very good and funny example. Suppose take the example. This memory is just like a room. This is a room. And I will ask somebody to stay outside the room. I will give you a balloon of blue color and same size. I will say that just tie it and throw in the room, but you are not allowed to enter the room. You have thrown one balloon, then you have thrown second balloon, third balloon. Now I will say that can you pinch or can you burst or pinch the third balloon? Can you pinch without entering to the room? Say yes or no?
No.
No. So now the question is that if I have already mentioned this scenario in the advance, you can do a clever thing. You can do one thing whenever I have given you a balloon. Okay. Before throwing into the room, you can tie a thread. One side of the thread you can tie on the balloon and second side of the thread you can tie on your one finger and now throw it. So now what has happened? Every time whenever I'm giving you a balloon, you are tying one side of the balloon with one thread side and second side of that thread you are going to wrap or you can say you are going to tie on your another finger. So now if I ask you, can you pinch the second balloon? You don't need to touch the balloon directly. You will twist your first finger because your finger with the help of thread is attached to that balloon. Yes or no?
Yes.
So this is the thing that S1 is just like a finger. This object is a memory and the line which is nothing, it is a connection. So now till the time this connection is available, you can use this object in your program by using S1 because S1 is pointing to this one. And now if you break the thread, and balloon is now floating in the room, Now you cannot use it because you don't have any connection between your finger and your balloon. That connection is break. Yes or no? So
Yes.
till the time this connection is available, till the time this connection is available between the S1 and object, you can use it anywhere, anytime. Okay, suppose take the example. I have thrown 100 balloon, but every balloon you are tying with a finger. So I will say that after 1 hour, can you pinch the third balloon? You will say simply, yes, I know that my third finger is attached to that. I will simply twist my third finger and balloon will be in my control. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that's why reference is very important thing. And that's why you will see that whenever anybody is creating an object, every time they prefer to create a reference. So first reference, I'm giving the name S1, first finger, and second reference, I'm saying that S2. So now any point of time you want to make some operation, you can do it. And you can see the better thing. When I created this object, it was blank. I want to store some data. I can store it any time. How? I will simply say that S1 and dot. S1 means we are referring that first object dot. Are you able to see some properties here? No. Okay, you are not able to see any property here of the student. Let me do one thing here and then I will come to back that why I've given this thing. I'm making public. I will come to that point. Don't worry about that. Now tell me, are you able to see the properties which is available in the object? Name, roll number, school?
Yes.
Yes.
Means
Right now.
whatever is property available in object, whatever property is available in object, you can access those property but with the help of reference. S1 S2 are called reference.
Mm.
So with the help of reference, whatever operation you perform, actually that impact the actual object. I can show you. Whenever you are going to write S1 dot roll number, what it will do, with the help of S1 it will reach to the memory where roll number is pointing
Yes,
for
sir.
S1. So it will go only the memory of first one. It will not go to the second one because second one, the code will be da, 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 S2. Yes or no? So now the thing is that tell me when this code will run S1 dot roll number, where it will go?
Student class.
First,
Student.
yeah, it will go in the memory. This memory, this one, first one, this one, it will go to this one, not this one, because this S1 roll number is pointed by S1. This memory is pointed by S2. I hope you are getting my point.
Yes.
So now it will simple. And then whenever you are saying that, this will read the memory. If you want to read the value, it will give you the value. But if you want to override or you want to set some value or you want to assign some value or we say that you want to initialize some value, write equal to 5. Now what this code will do, when this code will run, it will store the value 5 where?
STO role in S1.
Yes, yeah, it will store this one as a 5. Now, here, if I'm going to write code S1 dot, I will write name. Where it will point, it will simply go to the where?
In S1,
Record.
it will
Yes.
get
So
one
I
equal
can,
name.
yes. So here you can say the benefit is that I'm storing here and now I will simply go to the part. So it will at runtime, it will go to this one. Now take the example. Because we know that we have created the reference, it doesn't matter we are working on one object or we are working on second object. Suppose take the example after this line, I don't want to set the property for school name for first object. I want to work on S2 dot roll number. Tell me where it will go, where it will go.
S2.
Yes, and it is very clear in the memory it will go where roll number of S2 is allocated. So it will go to here. Getting my point?
Yes.
So anywhere you can perform the. Now you decided, okay, let me set the value for S1 school name. So sequence doesn't matter whenever you are assigning the value because your value of assignation is depend on your reference. Reference is saying that where you want to do the things. Yes or no.
Yeah.
So now let me write a student name here and I will write, suppose take the example, Manpreet, M-A-N-P-R, Manpreet, Manpreet. Okay, now I'm just taking the example I'm doing in this. Oh, sorry, S1, I will make it S2. Okay, we have already given roll number here. Yeah, so I'm just so sequence can be anything that is okay, right? But you can say where sequence matters. I will tell you. The sequence means whenever you are updating the value. And whenever you are reading the value, at that time, what was the actual value stored in the memory? Tell me one thing. If I'm going to print the value of roll number. Just tell me SYSO. I'm going to print the value of name, S1 dot name. Anybody can guess what will be the output of this program? Anybody can guess. If you get the wrong answer, don't worry.
Arpit.
Arpit.
No, just sequence follow. Control come to here. Om Namah Shivaya. Two
Yes.
objects are created blank. When I come to that, at that time, the student name memory was blank.
Right.
Then when the control go to the next line, then I set the value. So it means just run the program and see the value. Da da da. Null. Null means nothing. But if I write this line of code after this one, what will be the value?
Arpit.
You
No.
guys are awesome. So sequence one, sequence matter whenever you are reading the value and whenever you are updating the value. Yes or no? Getting my
Yes.
point? And now same thing so happen. Suppose take the example. I have again write this line of code after this one and write it S1 dot student name Arpit G. What is the actual value of the memory on this line? After this line, what will the memory value of student name Arpit G?
Yes.
But when I will run this program, what will be the value printing?
Arpit.
Arpit.
Excellent. You guys are awesome. Because at that time I was value Arpit, then I read the value from the memory. After that I updated. If I write this code after it, the latest value will be printed. That will be
Arpit Ji.
you guys are awesome. So in this way, you can run it. What is the flow? I hope that is clear that reference matters because you are pointing the memory. But which reference you are using at which line, that is also matter. I told you sequences matters. One line, second line, third line, fourth line. I think this is clear.
Yes.
Great. So now let me put the value for school name. I'm going to put the school name for the time being. I'm going to put the school name because I'm flexible to use any name. So I'm using ABC, and for S2 I'm going to put the value. Suppose take the example da 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 S2 dot. I will say is S2 school name like PQR. Okay. Now let me print the values for all the properties so that I can show you everything is working fine or not. So let me make a hard coded value also. So whenever you are printing the value, you can simply write this thing. And whenever you want to print something hard coded message, that should be in a double quotes. Okay. So in the double quotes, I'm writing some message so that you can see what I'm printing. I'm printing S1 name. What is this? S1 name. It is okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to print the message so that you can see everything. This one. Okay, okay. Let me put three messages. S1 roll number, S1 name, and S1 is school. And here I should choose student roll number. That will should be printed, right? And here I should name, and here I should use the school name. Is it
Good.
okay?
Yes.
And now let me print a hard coded value so that you can see the difference in printing. It will print a line here. Okay, I'm just making a difference here so that you can watch it easily. Okay, now let me do one thing. Let me cut this code from here. Let me create the object together and assign the value, and then I'm going to print the value here. Okay, so now let me copy, and I'm going to print the value for S2 object also. Okay, so I will write S2. If anybody is not clear on any point that Pradeep, what you are doing, how you are creating the message, printing the in the console, you can ask me. So if I run it, what will the output tell me? What will the output?
Uh, S1 roll, colon, then name of student roll number,
Okay,
followed by same.
so means it is printing, which is you agree on that. It is not a confusion for you that Pradeep how it is printing. It is clear to you.
Yes.
Great. So I am going to do one thing. I'm going to run it one more time and just see carefully. It is okay till now?
Yes.
Yeah. Now I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to tell you another concept of class. Whenever a designer designs a class, you can see that currently we are giving one thing, property before the data type. Okay. We are giving property and data. Just forget about this one. We are giving the property and data type, right? Now I will show you that we have an option to use a keyword in the property just before the data type, like static. I will tell you why I'm using it and what is the purpose to use it in design. Only tell me one thing. When I will run this program, just tell me, are you able to see any difference in the output or it is same? Just show your eagle eyes. Run it. Are you able to see any difference or it is the same output?
A
No.
difference in school.
Full name is changed.
School name, you can say that school name is same for both the objects. Yes or
Yes.
no?
Yes.
Yes.
So here I want to tell you that in your structure, I told you it is a structure. So designer says that I am using static. So what is the purpose of static? I will tell you. The purpose of static is shared, means shared. Whenever your designer want that this property should be shared among all objects. How many objects you have created? Two.
Two.
Maybe you can create three object, four object, five. You want to say that this property should not be individually assigned. This property should be shared among all objects. In that case, you have to mention it static. Now the question is that how it is deal in the memory. Let me go to here and let me show you that thing. Da, 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 da. Let me say control Z. So now come to this point. Again, let me run your program. In this time, when control will come here, control goes to the student. Yes or no?
Yes.
It will see that how many properties are there? Three.
Oh,
But it has seen one thing, that in two properties I am not using any static keyword, but in the third property I am using the static
static.
key. And now Java comes to know this is static, means this property is shared. So when this time it will create the object, what will be the behavior? Just see here. First of all, it will create the object, and within the object it will allocate memory for only two properties. Are you getting my point? In the object it will create the memory for,
Yes.
and because it is shared, it will allocate the memory not within the object area, outside the object area where every object can read it. Are you getting my point?
Right.
Yes.
And now S1 will point something like that. Just see that. And trust me, you will able to give the answer of anything. It will point to the object. And when object want to read the roll number, it will go to the roll number memory. When name here. And when it want to read the school name, it will go this property. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So
Yes, yes.
now you will easily give me the answer that Pradeep, why it is printing this one? You will give me the answer. Let me first of all show you this thing. Copy, 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 copy here. Now go to here, school name, da, da, da. So this is clear that how it is assigning, how it allocating the memory in this way. Now tell me, when the control will come to this line, this is completed. Control will come to this line. Again, same thing happen. It will go to here, it will allocate the memory for the object. But how many object, how many property it will assign within the object? How many?
Two.
Two. Very good. And it knows that the third property is, you can say that,
Shared.
Shared.
shared. So
Yes.
for that purpose, it will point to that one. Yes or no? Same
Yes.
one. And now S1, S2 is here. Da, da, da. And now S2 is pointing to this one. Da, 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 da. And now whenever you talk about S2 roll number, it will go here. S2 name here. And for S2 name, school name, it will point to this one already. Yes or no?
Yes.
So I will show you very interesting thing. If you go to the program, here I am setting the value for both the objects, right? And if I cut this code from here, just see here, I will cut the code from here. Da, 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 da. Let me put one thing, code this one, copy, and let me put after it. Tell me one thing, the setting of the school S2, I have done after it. Yes or no? I've done
Yes.
after it. But if I run this code, what the value will be printed here? Just try to think. What will it be?
ABC.
Yes, you guys are awesome because I told you when this code is running, it updated the value ABC in the memory and which is shared. So if it will try to read the value of S2 dot roll number, that will be from the same location. Yes or no?
Yes.
That's why it is free. You guys are really awesome. You guys are really awesome. I'm really happy that you are getting. Okay, maybe I'm also teaching good. Okay. So great. So now I will come to that point. So now you can see that why the output was coming in this way. When I run this code, two objects are created. These values are stored in the individual memory. This is stored in the shared memory. This is stored in the individual memory S2, but this is again pointing to the same one. So when I read the value S1 roll number, school name, and S2 after that, both will be same. What will be the, that will be the final value? Yes or no? If I write this code control X from here and put it here, tell me what will be the output of a school name now?
ABC.
Both. Guys, you guys are awesome. You can see here, you are understanding everything properly. Okay, now second thing is that if I'm going to cut, that I've already told you, if I'm going to cut this code from here, okay, or maybe do one thing, let me cut this code from here, control X, and I'm going to put it here. Anybody can tell me what will be the output now? What will the output in terms of a school? What will the output?
ABC for
ABC.
S1 and PQR for S2.
S2.
Clapping for you, excellent. It means you are getting the point that it actually matters whenever you are writing the data and whenever you are reading the data. That is clear, I think. So everybody is clear on that. So this is the thing.
Yes.
Now you can see that what else thing we can do. I told you this structure is just like you are preparing your dish. You are preparing your structure. Whatever you are going to implement in your structure, that you can utilize in your object. Now you can see that. Here the one thing is that somebody told me, Pradeep, you have created the school property as a static. That is good thing, because the idea was that why I have created this one. The idea was that the school name should be same for everybody. Yes or no? Suppose take the example, you want to create a structure for a specific school like DPS. So school name should be same. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So for example, if some for first student saying my school name is DPS, so second person should have the same name. That's why I created the shared. But here the problem is that any student can change the name because he has a right. S2 has a right to change the name. Yes or no?
Yes.
So it is shared, but the at the same time, shared we have achieved it. That is good because every student should have the same school name. But at the same time, because it is shared, everybody can update it. So in our structure, we can restrict it that you cannot change it. How? We can use a keyword. Anybody know? Da da da. What is that?
Final.
And when I will make it final, you know that what is the use of that? Whenever I make it final, you know that you are getting the error here. The error is that it is saying that, just think the example. Again, let me go to the flow. When the control will come to the this class, when control, suppose take the example, you are not getting any error. So what is the drawback? Control will come to here. It will see that two properties are non-static without non-static keyword. So you can allocate the memory within the object area. That is okay. Third property is static. I can allocate at the
Shared one.
common location. But because, yeah, shared, excellent. But same time it is final means whenever you are allocating the memory, just lock it. Just, and now tell me, if this memory is allocated and at the same time locked without storing any value, it is useless. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's why your program is saying that, Arey bhai, whenever you're creating a file name, please put some default value so that in the future you are not allowed to any store, but everybody can read it, can access it. Yes or no?
Yes.
So I will write RMG, my school name. So here at the time of allocating the memory, I told you this is a statement. When this will be completed, then control will go to the next level. So what happen in this case? It will allocate a memory, make it shared, will store some data, and then will make it lock. Yes or no?
Yes.
And now the benefit is that in the program, you will not able to write this line of code. It is saying that just see the message. The final field school cannot be assigned. It is saying that still you want to do it or make the change the structure. What is saying that? Remove final.
Final.
But think about that. You are not the creator. Just imagine you are not the designer. You are the user. So this thing you cannot do. You can only remove your code. This one. This is the line to comment your code. You can see that you are not able to update the value, but you can read the value. Yes or no?
Yes.
Let me run the program and output will be RMG for both. Yes or no? Getting my point?
Yes, Pradeep.
Yeah. So here I want to tell you one more thing here. Whenever you are creating a static, it doesn't mean final. It is not related to the final. Just tell me one thing. Whenever you are static, are you able to see any yellow color in your code? where you are trying to access the static property. You are able to see yellow color.
Stored school.
Yeah.
Stored school.
Yes.
Yes, and
True,
here
true.
you can see it is not error, it is a alert. What is alert? It is saying that anybody can read the alert for me.
This static
Static field students should be accessed in the static way.
It is saying that it should be static way. Matlab you should access it in a static way. What do you mean by static way? Tell me, this property is related to a particular object or it is shared?
it's shared.
Yeah.
Shared.
Shared.
So Java
Shade.
says that whenever you are using a shared property, don't use the reference of any particular object. You can use the reference of direct class.
A
So
glass.
it is advisable. It is not going to impact your code. But actually, the benefit is that anybody can see using this code that this property is shared because you are accessing directly with the name of class. Are
Glass.
you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So otherwise you can say if I run this code, output will be same. But in terms of memory, it is shared. So why individual object is trying to access? Because you know that impact will be same. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. So this is, you can say, about this thing. Anybody have any question? This session is going very good. Anybody have any question? No. I'm teaching well. Great. Now I will come to next point. I told you that I have added one thing here, public. Then only this code was working. Otherwise, when I remove this part, okay, let me do one thing so that you can understand easily. Let me copy this code from here. Let me copy this code from here. Main method, same code I'm going to do in my main method. Okay, let me put it here. Okay, and now see, same code is here. Okay, same code is, I have written the main method in student class. I can run it from here. I can run it from Arpit also. Yes or no? And I can run it from employee class also. I have written the same main method from every class. So I can use it from anywhere. Yes or no? So now
Yes.
I'm going to do one thing in my structure. I'm going to one thing. Let me remove this public keyword because I have mentioned this thing, but I have not told you what is the use of that. If I remove this code, just tell me, are you able to see any error in any class? Are you able to see any red color in any class?
Yes. In Arpit.
Very good. This just removing the public keyword, this code is giving the error only in Arpit, not in employee, not in student. So what is the reason? That for that purpose you have to understand a concept that is called access specifier. I will cover only this topic today, then we will come to the next. Okay, so here you will see that you can do one thing. Whenever you try to create an object of a class and try to access the properties, okay, so you can decide the access, you can decide the level of access. Just see that if I will make it private, I'm going to put this keyword private only in my student property, not in other. Just tell me, are you able to see any error in any class? In a student you are getting any error?
No.
In the Arpit you are
No.
getting?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Then,
in the employee you are getting. And let me show you what is the reason. Let me detach all the file. That is my way so that you can tell me easily. Okay, and now let me detach employee file also, and you will learn, you are going to learn the properly things. Okay, let me put it here. Okay,
Did,
let me detach. Yeah, anybody asking anything?
yeah,
Yeah,
you once
please.
add.
Sorry. Someone is waiting. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Someone was waiting. Yeah. Anytime you will see that, please update me, because sometime I'm not able to see the screen. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Now let me tell you. Okay. Tell me one thing. When I made this property as a student roll number, are you able to see any error while accessing this property here?
No.
No. But you are able to see, you are getting the error on Arpit line
Arpit
number
and
12. Okay. And you can
Oh,
see the message also. The message is okay. Why it is not giving the message? Let me save it. Okay. Very surprised. It should give the message. Okay. Maybe I have detached it. That's why. Okay, let me tell you what is happening here. Whenever you are defining a property as a private, this is called access specifier. This property can be accessed within the same class only. If you try to create the object of this object in any other class, Okay, then you cannot access this property. This property can be accessed in the same class only. This because we have written this code in the advance, that's why it is giving the error. If you try to write the code once you have defined it private, you will not able to see that property. Are you able to see that property? Any property you are able to see?
No.
Now
No.
let me do one thing. Let me go to the this employee class and just tell me, are you able to see which property? S1 dot. Are you able to see the roll number property?
No.
Yes.
No.
No, no,
Roll
no.
number. You are able to see
Okay.
name, property, and school name, second last, but not the roll number. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So just understand again, whenever any property is defined as private, this property can be accessed only within the class, not
Empty.
outside the class. So other than the student class, if you will try to create the object and try to access, this will not be accessible. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
Yes.
Second thing, second thing is that if you are not going to define any private access level, any, by default it is known as default access level. What is called default? What is the quality of default? If a property is default, it can be accessed in the same class and it can be accessed in the another class, but the condition is that another class should be in the same package. Getting my point? You can see that I'm not getting the error in employee. Are you getting the error now in the employee?
No.
No.
No, no, right.
Now we are getting the error only in Arpit. So the first property access is private. Private can be accessed within the same class. Default can be accessed in same class plus other class with the condition star. Other class should be in the same package where student is available. Is it okay? And now the third access is called public. Public. If I will make it public, it will be accessible from
Arpit
Everywhere.
everywhere.
also.
Everywhere.
And now you can see that somebody will say that Pradeep, still I'm getting the error in Arpit, but go and check. Are you getting the error for roll number?
No.
No. So if I will make every property as a public, every property will be accessible from everywhere. Are
Yes.
you getting my point?
Yes.
So I hope this is clear. What is access? That's why I told you in the starting, what is the use of package? You can decide the level of access. Okay. Like I told you the example in the first session, you have a society. You have a different towers. People are coming inside. You are not going to allow the access of swimming pool, club, everybody. It is restricted. Yes or no? The level of access is different. Yes or no? So how you can control
Yes.
it? With the help of access specifier. But before that, you have to design the classes in the packages. I hope this is clear.
Yes.
Yes.
So again, let me reframe it. Private can be accessed within the same. Default can be accessed same plus
Package.
other class but same package. And
Package.
public can be everywhere. And now only one thing is left, that is called protected. I cannot tell you here because this access specifier is for a very sensitive relation in the real world, that is called parent and child. So just take the example. You are living in a society and your kids are means suppose like you are young enough, suppose you are very old and your kids are running outside in any other society. When your kids or children will come to your society, they can access the swimming pool, yes or no?
Yeah.
Because you will tell them they are my kids, they are my child, they have a special level of access. So whenever you want to define the access especially for your kids, means for your childs, then we have a keyword comes into the picture, that is called protected. You will not able to see this thing here because for that purpose we have to create a relation between two classes of parent and child, and that we will learn when we come to the topic of inheritance. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why this is not the best time to handle the protect. I will come to, and then you will say, oh, this property can be accessed by only a child, not anyone. Okay. So I hope anybody have any doubt, you can ask me right now.
Pradeep, can we access the private variables somehow outside the class?
No, I
Is there
told
any
you.
way?
No, no, oh, no. Oh, if you're talking about that is separate concept, that is called, you can say Pojo. I will cover that topic when I will come to the framework part. Are you getting my point?
Okay.
Okay, and I can show you that topic also when I will cover the function, because whatever you are talking about, that is called getter and setters. Okay, and the getter and setter are used for a specific purpose. I will tell you that thing also. Okay,
Okay.
but this is not the right time for that. Okay, let me tell you everybody that what she is trying to say, that she's saying that, suppose take the example, this is a private, and tell me why we make it private. I will tell you the reason is that, suppose tell me one thing, if I will make it private, only who can access it? Only the student, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
the negative of this is that, suppose Arpit is going to create the object of a student, because this property is public, so he can access the property and assign can any value, yes or no?
Yes.
Tell me one thing, -1 is a numeric number, yes or no? -1 is also a
Mm,
numeric number, so can I make -1? But do you think really it is a valid value for a roll number? Any roll number can be negative.
No.
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 But tell me one thing, you cannot stop Arpit to do this thing, because Arpit has a direct access, public access. Yes or no?
X.
Yes.
Yes.
But now you will say, Pradeep, I will stop it. How? I will say the structure, the structure of the student will say that I will make
Data.
it private. But when you make it private, now in this case,
He
it will
can't
not able to
use.
access, and even he cannot assign the proper value also. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
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 Because you have removed the access. Now, what is the way so that you can Arpit can assign the value, but not directly. He can only say that I want to set the value too. And then your structure will say, oh, this is a value. Just let update it. When you are going to say -1, your code, your structure will say that no, it is not valid value. I will not allow it. So for that purpose, a concept comes into, so in that case, a concept comes into the picture that is called getter, etc. But that is related to a topic that is called functions. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
but
Yes.
that but that is a very useful, so I will tell you about that. Let me go to the student and let me make it public. Okay, but that is a very good question. It means you know about the Java little bit. Excellent. I need this type of guys so that they can understand. And whenever you are going to make any questions in the group, please, it's my humble request. In every batch that is happening, try to give the answer to each other so that this is a group study. You are going to learn it. Definitely, if you are, you can say when I will see that nobody is going to able to give the answer, I will jump into that. But I will give it a sufficient time. Yes or no? Because if you are trying to resolve any problem of anybody else, trust me, you will never forget that scenario in your life. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So please do this thing. Okay, we have a start. Okay, still we have time here. We have 1:34. We have a time. So why don't we cover that? Okay, so let me cover the. You can say this topic as well as function also. We can cover because I think session was very lightweight. Everybody is getting, yes or
Yes.
no?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
let me cover that topic. And now,
Pradeep, I have one question related package.
yeah, tell me.
Yeah, actually, I'm creating on my Eclipse. So I create a project. So I'm getting that default package. Here you we are seeing that you create your own package under the SRC.
Because I told you, you have not focused one thing. If you are not creating any package, and you will simply do right click on your project and we'll see create a class. Here you can say a class. Okay. So if I give any name, you can see that it is saying that the use of default package is discrete. If you are not creating any package, by default, it create a class under a default package. Let me show you. Are you able to see it is creating here?
Yes, yes,
This is not a good habit. Okay, it is, I told you the example, you are keeping all your movies under a default folder. Default means that is not particular, that is not specific, so you should avoid it. Are you getting my point?
yes,
Okay, if still you want to do it, you can do it, but that is not a good practice, right? So that's, I think that is clear.
yeah,
Great. So I will come to, I've seen that. Okay, I was thoughting that I started the session as 11:30. We have started 12, so we have 1.5 hour. Okay, that is good one. And maybe your this question is also going to be resolved and you will in a better condition. So now we have learned a student class, we have learned about the class, we have learned about the object, we have learned about the static keyword final, and we have learned these things. Now we are going to show you that what is the second component of the class. First component is class. What is the second component of a class? That is
Method.
function and method. Clapping for you. Excellent. That is called methods or functions. Now the question is that what is methods? What is functions? Why we create it? Okay, for that purpose, again, I will take the example of interesting things. Uh, Arpit is there, and let me create one more class. Arpit, just like a user. So let me take the example of any who is very Maninder. Maninder is very active.
Pradeep, your voice is coming very low for me. I don't know it's for me or for
Only for you
everyone.
or everybody is facing the same problem?
No, I'm also facing same thing.
Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay. Now it is little bit good,
Much better, but
much better. Okay. So here I'm going to give a name Maninder. Maninder. Okay, I'm just giving the name of the class Maninder. Maninder, your spelling is right? Maninder.
Yes.
Right. Because otherwise, after session, she is not going to watch the video. She will say that my spelling was not right. I'm not going to watch the video. So this is Maninder. Let me make a public static void. So I'm just taking the example of two classes with the name of Arpit, because every time I want to tell you this thing also, that you are, whenever a designer creates a class, 99% the purpose of that class is that other classes are going to use that structure. So you can say other classes are just like a user of that. Is it okay? So I've created Arpit class just like a user of a student class. Maninder is also a user of a that class. Now I'm going to tell you one thing. First of all, one day Maninder decided, let me do remove this part. I want to prepare a tea. I want to prepare a tea. I'm just doing it in form of Java. So in Java coding, I cannot show you that how you can prepare a tea. But with the help of SOP statement, I can write a algo that how you can prepare a tea. Is it okay? So if Arpit is going to prepare tea, Arpit, what will be the first step? Boil water.
Boil water.
Excellent. So you can assume it. When I'm writing this code, it is boiling the water in the memory. You can assume it. Second is that add sugar. Okay. So I'm writing the standard step. Two steps are completed. Third step will be
Tea.
add tea. Excellent. Okay. And fourth step, we have added milk. Milk is very important. Add milk. Okay. I'm just going to follow the basic standard syntax. And now I will say that I've added everything. Okay. In the winter, you can add the some other things. Okay. But here I will say boil water again. Okay. And now tell me, I'm just taking the simple example. How many lines of code you have written to prepare a tea? How many lines?
5.
5 lines.
Well, and let me run it and see that my tea is prepared, and you can see in the console because I've written as a SOP. Now, Maninder decided I want to prepare tea. So you know that these are the standard to prepare tea. So Maninder will also write the same code. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Because these are the standard codes to prepare a tea. Now, suppose take the example, one third person also want to prepare the tea. So he is also going to use the same instruction. If three persons are in the same project doing the same thing, so tell me, in terms of prepare this tea, how many line of code you have written? 1 2 3 4
15.
15.
15.
15. If suppose think about the example, if 100 places you are using this code, how many code is there? Line of code?
500.
500. So just think about that. Can we reduce the number of lines of code? Because whenever you are writing the number of lines code again and again, it is called duplicacy of the code. It is called redundancy of the code. Yes, we can do it because it is a standard set of instruction. So what designer do in their own class, it depends on that what is their requirement. I'm just taking the example, student. I can do one
Pradeep,
thing. Yeah,
yeah, your voice is again low. It's coming.
this time I have checked. Everybody is facing same thing.
Now it's
Yes,
better. Now
Pradeep.
it's
Okay.
okay.
Yes.
Now it's
Okay.
better.
Now it's fine.
Okay, okay,
Maybe the
okay.
position of mic is not appropriate sometimes.
Okay, let me make it very close to my mouth. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay, now just see what I'm going to do. I know that this is the set of instructions. Okay, so now while designing the student class, it can be any class, but I'm taking the example because I have an inbuilt class. I have done one thing. In my class, I have make a bracket. Okay, and put this instruction together. Is it okay? So actually, you can say I have made a collection of my instruction. Is it okay? At one place, so that anybody who want to use this instruction or want to run this instruction can run it by calling me, by referring me. Yes or no? Is it okay?
Yes,
Yes.
Pradeep.
But the
Yes.
question is that how they can use this thing, because if they want to use this instruction, run this instruction, first option is that they need to create the object of a student, because I told you anything which is available in your class, you can access it with the help of object by creating the object. So here you can say how they can access it. There is a concept that is called functions. How functions are created: make a curly bracket, put all the instruction which you want to execute, and just before the curly bracket give the name of this whole functionality, whole task. I'm saying that prepare. Now the question is that whenever you are seeing that, there is a symbol which is going to tell you whether it is a function, right? I will tell you that is the logical reason. You can see that because this is a name which is chosen by me. So maybe I can choose the name of function or name of the property same. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
So how you can make a difference? Simple. Proper function will always be suffixed by a bracket. Are you getting my point? Getting
Yes.
my point? So this is a symbol. Second thing is that this is very important. You are going to create a bracket so that you can group it together. And why this is important? Because you know that everywhere you are using the curly bracket, because you are going to give the scope, area, something like that. Whenever you buy a plot, right, in any residential area, you make a boundary to tell that this is your area. Yes or no? So
Yes.
in your Java, whenever you are using curly bracket tells this is the area. So here you can say, this is the area starting end of the class. This is the area of the main method. Let me show you. This is the area of the main method. In the same way, I'm telling you, this is the scope of the preparatory instructions. Getting my point? Is it
Yes,
okay?
Pradeep. Yes.
So now here important thing is that you have to give the name of it and just the bracket here. And before that, I'm using a keyword, but don't focus on that right now. I want to remove the error. That's why I'm doing it. Now tell me, are you able to see any error now?
No.
No.
No, no error. Now here I want to tell you one thing. First of all, I will go to the student class itself. Student want to prepare the tea. You don't need to run, or you don't need to write so many instructions. Simply you have an object s1, say s1 dot, and tell me, are you able to see the prepare t anything here? Da da da. Maybe second
Yes.
la.
Yes.
Where is that? Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
run it and just see that this instruction code is running or not. When you run it, you will see that. And how it is running? Just again see that when this code is run, it takes the control. How? Control click. Where the control is going?
Prepare it.
And
Prepared.
the again I told you, when the control goes to here, the purpose is go to this body and run everything here. When everything is completed, come back to here. Yes or no?
Yes.
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 Now question is that using, I have written this code in one place and using single line I can call it. Maybe you can say that, Pradeep, 2 line of code, but it is less than 5. Okay. Now if for example, employee want to prepare the tea. He will go to here and now simply da da da. He will write only 2 line of code. Yes or no? He
Yes.
will able to
Yes.
run. So now you can see that now nobody need to write that code again and again. Somebody has already written. You can refer it. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Now the question is that I can copy this code and Maninder is going to prepare the tea and she need only 2 line of code. But the only problem is there. What is the problem? The method prepare tea from the type is not visible. Reason is that
It is
whenever
not maintained by any
Both are from
public.
different packages.
Package there.
yes, you guys are awesome. So whatever access level is applicable for the properties, that is applicable for functions also. If I make it public, Maninder is now
We
going to
can use in
prepare the.
another
Sorry,
packages also.
sorry.
We can use it in other packages also. If I make
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That's why I make it public. Otherwise, if I make it, you can say default. I was able to use in employee, but now I can use it everywhere. Copy, and now Arpit is going to prepare the tea. Tell me one thing: are we writing this code again and again, or we are just referring that code? Yes or no?
Yeah, just suspend the process.
Just
So
we are calling
now
the
the
code.
yeah, so now the simple method which the definition you should come into your mind. Whenever you have a standard set of instruction that are reusable in your project. So instead of writing that code again and again, you can create a function for that. Getting my
Pradeep,
point?
here you have mentioned void as a return type. What
I
are the other
no no
return
no
types?
no no no. I have not mentioned. I told you ki don't focus on that part till now, because if I'm not going to put it, it will gather for you. Only just focus on this part. This is a function and public is there. I will come to this point. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But this thing is clear, that why we create the function and how we create the function. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Now I will come to the actual functions. I will give the example. We have functions. Actually, there are four type of functions. Okay, functions can be you can say classified in different ways. But I will tell you, every functionality is depend on actually two things: whether it is taking some input from you or it is giving some output to you. For example, tell me one thing. Here we are preparing the tea. Here we are preparing the tea. Yes or no? Yes or
Yes.
no? And we are using the tea, we are using the milk. But somebody is saying that, Pradeep, I don't use the cow milk, I use the buffalo milk. But this functionality will always use the default milk. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you have an option that when you prepare the tea, you will say that take milk from me. I will give you the milk, then prepare the tea. So how it is possible? Means you want to give some input in the functionality. Just take the input from you, right? Second thing is that when the tea will be prepared, what you will see that I am seeing that tea is prepared. You want to drink it.
Pradeep,
You want to take the output from the functionality. Yes or no?
Pradeep, someone is waiting for
Okay, someone is waiting.
join the meeting.
Why guys are joining a late?
No, already she has joined.
Okay, but I'm not able to see right now. Who is
Due
there?
to some network issues, she has disconnected from the meeting.
Okay, so maybe I'm not able to see right now. I'm not able to see anybody in the. Okay.
She has
Oh,
kept message.
so okay. Okay, let me go to the chat and I can ask them. Okay, who is the thank you now connected? I'm no network connected. Unable to reconnect. Okay, so okay, unable to. But she's not saying that I want to try. Okay, when she will try to join again, just tell me. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, now let me go to the session. Okay, I hope that is clear, that your functionality have two aspects. It can take some input from you and it can give some output to you. Is it okay? For understanding that purpose, I will come to the actual functions. So here you can let me show you. I'm creating a function, the basic function, public. I want to give the access. I'm using the void. I will tell you why. I will come to that point. I'm giving the name of the function add. Okay. So the name of the function is add. And here I'm taking two uh, values, A5, A4, int B equal to 5. And now I will say that, sorry. And I will say int C equal to A plus B. Is it okay? Okay. And then I will do one thing.
It's okay.
Okay, now I added. So now just see that in this way, you what you say, I have created an add function. Okay, and what it is doing, it is it just allocating a memory for 4 value and storing in A, then B, then C. Is it okay? So it will store the 4 plus 9 in the C. Is it okay?
Yes, yes.
Or here I want to tell you one more thing here, that whenever you are declaring any property directly within the class, this is called property. But whenever you are declaring any property within any function, this is not called property. It is called local variables. What we call it?
Local
Local
variable.
variable.
So again, see carefully, whenever you are defining a property, or you can say you can define a, or you can simply what you can say that property is nothing. Property is first of all a variable. But whenever you are defining a variable at a class level, it is called property. Okay. And whenever you are defining a property within a class without the static keyword, we also know it as a instance property, or we know that object property. I told you it is not a shared property, it is a property of a object. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So we call it is a object property, instance property. And when we make a property static, it is called shared or class property, because it is not a property of individual object, it is a property of class. Getting my point? And if you are using the keyword is final also, then it is called class constant. What is called?
That's constant.
So now you got it. If a property is defined without a static keyword, it is called object property. When a static keyword is used, it is called class property because it is shared. Okay. And if you are using final, you can say that this property is constant, yani class constant. Now, why I'm telling you here, other than that, whenever you are declaring a variable within the function, this is not any property. This is just like a local variable so that you can perform your local calculation. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now let me come. Actually, you have seen that whenever you go to any online session, they actually pick a topic, data types. I don't do this. Reason is that, trust me, in Java, everything is related to each other. You cannot pick a topic. Oh, I will pick this topic and I will not include any other topic. Everything is related to each other. So I have designed my syllabus. I have designed my study in such a way that whenever you are getting the use of anything, then I am just including that in the picture. You are getting that point, yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
But your every topic will be covered, don't worry about that. Okay, now let me come back. I have created this function add. Now anybody can call it. I will take the example of Arpit. Now let me show you s1 dot add. You are able to
Yeah.
see the add function.
Yes.
Okay, let me call it and see that what it's doing. Let me run it. So you will say that, Pradeep, I'm not able to see in the console. Okay, so let me show you that how it happens. How we can see that control goes where? Control, click on add. Where control is going?
Add
Add
function.
So
function.
it will go to the add function. It will create a value 4 in the memory and will refer by A. 5 in the memory, refer by B. Is to calculate a calculation 9 and refer in the memory by C. When this all the instruction will be completed, controls again come back to the initial line. Where? Here. Yes or no?
Yes.
And when this it will come to back, okay, now this statement is completed, so control will go to the next line. If something is written, it will go to the next line. If is nothing written, your control will come out of the main function. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So let me show you. This is very important thing. Trust me, if you understand this thing, your Java will become easy because 99% in the Java, we are calling the functions and we are not aware that Pradeep, what is return type, how the function is calling, why people say that this is not output. That will be clear to you today. Okay, just focus on that. So when I run this code, what will happen in the main method? Control will come to here, start will print. Control will come to here, it will create the object. Is it
Object.
okay? When the control will come to here, it will go to the location.
Location.
Now it will go to the location. What is the use? It will go within the body and run everything. So actually what is happening? It is running everything. When it is coming back to the Arpit, at the time of running back to the line number 11 on Arpit class, it is not taking any output. Let me show you. People are sometimes confused that I'm writing a statement SOP. People say that it is an output. Don't say output. Technically, it is not output. It is called display statement. What it called?
Display statement.
I will show you the reason for that. Let me tell you. Because you are not able to see anything on the console, that's why I'm picking it. I'm making it see here. Now I will run the code. Okay, just see that how control is falling. That is very important. Control will go, start is printed, you know that object is created, you are not able to see anything in the memory, but control go to here. When it executed line, this one, and when control it comes to here, it actually printed this value in the console, and then control go back to the
Arpit
Arpit class.
class.
Now here see very important thing. Just think about that. This value 9 is printing not because of line number 11. This is printing because line number 16 in the add function. Yes or no?
Yes.
If
Yes.
somebody will say that, Pradeep, this C value, this C value of C is available in Arpit class, I will say no. I will tell you the reason. See very carefully. Now tell me one thing. If really this 9 value is coming to here, I can create a variable here to store that value. Yes or no? Can I store it? Yes or no? You know
No.
that? Just think about that. If the control is going to there and whenever it is returning from here and it is returning the C value, so runtime, this should be replaced by 9. If I can store, it is replaced by 9, I can store in the F. Yes or no? And I can print in the next line. Yes or no?
Yes.
But you can see that whenever I'm trying to write the code here, just see that what message you are getting. I'm writing this code. Okay, and just tell me what message you are getting here, what message it is getting here. Anybody can read the message for me?
Type
Change
miss
return type to
cannot convert from
big.
void.
Cannot convert from void
It
to
is
true.
saying that type mismatch cannot convert from void. It is saying that bhai saab, whenever you are going to there and whenever you are coming back to out of this function, your control is coming, at that time you are not allowed to return any value, you are not allowed to take any value from this function body. You can go alone to here. So at runtime, whenever the control is coming here, it is blank, it is blank. So tell me, can you store any blank value in a f variable?
No.
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 That's why it is giving the error. Now I will remove the error. Just see what I'm going to do. So first of all, in the method, how function is came to know that this is not returning any value. Whenever in your function, just before the name of the function, it is written void. Void means this function is not returning any value.
Then
Now this is clear. What do you mean by void? Whenever you don't want to return any value, you have to put a keyword that is called.
wide.
Void.
Now the question is that, Pradeep, if we want to return the value, what we have to do? So I will do one thing. Just focus on that. We have covered this scenario where you are not taking any output. Second thing is that you want to take some output. Just see that what you have to do. Function says that if you want to take some output from that, you see that here you are getting the error. I will show you how error will be gone. If you want to take some output from the function, first of all, in place of void, you have to define the data type. What type of data you want to
Uh,
uh, run, what type of data you want to return. Data type, you want to return data type here, 1 to 10, data type, not the data. Means I want to return integer type data.
Integer.
If you are saying integer, if your requirement is string, it will be string. So this is telling your function that no, this function has a capability to return the integer value. Getting my point?
yeah.
Now you can see that in my function I have a is also integer, b is also integer, c is also integer. I can return any value, but how you are going to tell that which value you are returning? So for that purpose, last line of the code you write return, and what value? C. Getting my point?
Yes.
When I
Yes.
return s, you can see the error from the Arpit line is gone. You can see here.
Yes.
And I will tell you the reason. Again, try to run the code with me. Control goes to here. Now, when control goes to here, it executes the line 4,
Oh,
5, 9.
no.
It printed the value. Even now, if you don't want to print the value, doesn't matter. When the control will come to here, this line tells that, Bhai Sahab, take your control back. And while returning back, you can take the value of C.
C.
So it means when the control will come back to here, actually runtime, this will be replaced by yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
This and now you can store the 9 in f. So that's why it is not giving any error. And you want to see that? Let me show you the actual run. Just see that. I'm going to run this code. When I'm running this code, it will print the value 9, but on line number 12, not because of line number in the student. So where you are getting the output? From where you call the instruction, you call the function. Getting my point? This is
Yes, right.
called output. Whenever you are getting the output from where you triggered the call, that is called output. Because you have clicked on the coffee machine. Okay, you have clicked on the T button, and then you are put your cup under the disperse pit or hole, whatever you can say, that you get the tea there. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is called output. This is called display statement. I have not written any display statement. If you want to return this displacement, that is good. But you can say now what will we see when the control will come to here? It will make the calculation. This information will be printed because it is available in student line number 16. But this information you are taking on the Arpit class. Now Arpit can make any modification. What? If I will say that Arpit, whatever will be the addition, I want to print the next number. So what Arpit can do? He will just get the value, store in a number, and then can say f plus 1. Yes or no?
Yes, brother.
So you are able to make a modification at your end because you got the output. Then you are able to add. Yes or no?
Yes.
Are you
Yes.
getting my
Like,
point? This is
Pradeep,
called,
I have one doubt. Like,
yeah, please.
yeah, if you here all the values are in numeric. In
Yeah,
case if you have alphanumeric, like
anything I can show you. Let me show you that thing also. Suppose take the example. I will take the example of another function. Let me take the example of prepare T. Let me show you. I want to do one thing. First of all, okay, you are talking about written. Oh, suppose take the example. Uh, I can do one thing. I can put a message here. SYSO. Okay, I'm going to print a message. Here the message is that please take your tea. That is prepared. Is it okay?
yeah, okay.
So when I'm calling this function, just see what will happen. When I'm calling this function, you know that according to the syntax, if I call this function, control will come to here and it will print the statement. But this message will not reach to the Arpit. It will reach? No.
No,
So how I can reach it? How I can send it? Just see very carefully. This
by
time I will,
calling the function.
and I will call the function. But currently you can say that it is not returning anything because it is returning. So at the end of, you can say Maninder, I can store like string MSG. I
Okay.
created a message. So here it is giving the error because that message is displayed, but on that class, it is not reached to the Maninder. How it can reach the Maninder? Simply, this time I want to return the value of type string. Yes or
String.
no?
Okay. Yes.
And what value? Because string can be anything, boil water, add sugar. I want to return the message return, and you know that string alphanumeric things are written in double quotes. So in double quotes I will do this thing, please take your tea. And now just see that when it will return, it will take this alphanumeric value to the place of Maninder. If I will press MSG, it will print the value yes or no.
Yes.
So you can return any value, brother. You can return any value. I have given the example. Now see that this message will be available on Maninder class. Now this is not there. This is yes or no. It is printing two
Yes.
times because one is due to this one. If you are not going to do this, but don't worry. This message are printing within the, you can say, function. It is something very
Function.
good example. Whenever you prepare a tea and your coffee machine is transparent, you can see that beans are floating, milk is going, tea leaves, everything is going, everything is happening. But what comes out of that? Whole coffee. So coffee is now in your hand. Now I will ask you, can you check, Arpit, that tea in the tea sugar is perfect or not? You can check it because you have an output in your hand. But if it is not dispersed from the machine, can you tell the tea, the sugar is perfect or not? No. You are able to see coffees they are preparing, transparent machine, but you don't have any control on that. Yes or no?
Yes.
But
Yes.
here you have a control. You can add a number in the addition because you got the output at line number 11. I hope that is clear. So what you learned, the first way of function is called whenever you are not taking any output. Here you are not taking any output, right? In the first scenario, when I was calling the add function, right? You was not taking any output.
Yes.
So here the second scenario where your function is able to give the output. Is it okay?
Yeah, Pradeep.
Now you will see second thing. Two function we have seen that. Third flavor I'll show you. But before that, let me show you this thing. This is the add function. Now tell me one thing. Whenever Arpit is calling the function, let me write the same code. Let me write, or let me write. Don't print this one. Simply make it F because that thing I've already told. Okay, now let me copy this code. Even let me remove the start also. Let me copy this code and let me go to the Maninder and let me put it here. Now tell me one thing. When Maninder is calling, what answer she is getting? What answer she is getting?
Enter.
9, right? And when Arpit is calling, what answer he is getting?
In
9, 9.
night.
So the thing is that actually you can say that only you can say what is the limitation of this function. It is giving the output, but every time for everybody, it is adding the number 4 and 5 because you are not giving any input. Arpit is not giving any input, right? Maninder is
Yes.
not giving an input. But the question is that how I can give the input. So in that case, how the designer make a modification in this function so that it can take the input. Just see that. If you want to give any input, just see that in your function, Here you can declare the variable. Like you want these two inputs in your function. Instead of declaring it here, declare it in this bracket. One, how many parameter you want to give? One and two. Are you getting my point? When I declare it at this level, you don't need to use it here. You will see that you will not get any error. Are you able to see any error like A is not defined, B is not defined? Like suppose the example, if I write D, are you able to see error? D is not defined. You can see that. Yes or no?
Yes.
But
Yes.
why you are not getting the error B is not defined? B is not within this bracket because whatever is available at this level, already it will be accessible within the function body. Are you getting my point?
Yes, Pradeep.
Whatever you
Yes.
have defined at this level as a parameter, this is our parameter. If you are
Parameters.
storing something in the parameter, automatically that is available in body. That's why A is declared here, but it is available here. Whenever you are using define D is not declared anywhere. Getting my point? So
Yes,
declare
yes.
within the body, you can access it, or you can pass it using parameter. Now this is the capability. When I do this thing, you will start getting the error in Arpit. Why? Now this function is not available without blank. Now let me show you what is that. If I'm going to say dot add, are you able to see this time the structure of the add function is still telling you that in the bracket two parameters are expected? Yes or no?
Yes, yes, Pradeep.
Yes.
So now when Arpit is going, he has a choice to give the number 6 and 7. Okay. And now when, okay, let me semicolon. And now rednet. And see that Arpit is getting the answer of his numbers, 6 and 7. Yes.
Yes.
Now Maninder has a choice. She can give number of her own choice, 8 and
By
7.
passing the parameters, we can give
Make
various
it
like.
dynamic. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's why I'm telling you, designer will decide that what type of facility he want to provide you. Now, this is called dynamic function. You have both the facility. You can pass the values and you can get the return.
Within the right.
Yes, yes. So we have learned three type of function without which is not returning anything, right? Second, which is
Yes.
returning any. Third thing, which is
Dynamic
taking the
function.
input and returning. And third category is that you are passing the parameter, but you are not interested in taking the output. You are saying that whatever is output is that just print for me. Are you getting my point? Like Maninder saying that I don't need the sum of 8 and 4 at IR end. I don't want at R and simply print, give me the answer. Is it okay? So in
Yeah.
that case, what you can do, you can make this function void and you don't need to return anything. But you can say that this function is dynamic. It is taking the input from you and according to printing, yes or no. Yes
Yes,
or no.
Pradeep.
Only the thing is that you cannot store it anywhere because it is not returning anything. Yes or no.
Pradeep.
I hope this is clear or not. क्लियर ना हो तो बताओ मेरे भाई ये देखो let me run it. So the capability is that now this function is calling, only you are giving the, it is displaying the answer. You are not taking the control at your end. Is it okay?
Yes.
So the best function which is assume this one because it is taking the input and giving the output. It's your choice. You don't want to utilize it. In your coffee machine, you click on the tea button. It is dispersing the tea. You have removed your cup from the bottom. That is your choice. But it is dispersing. Yes or no? So
Yes,
that's
Pradeep.
why this is the best function. Taking the input, dynamic. Giving the output, if you want to make some modification. It's your choice. So every time I've seen that the burst function should be this one. Okay, but you can use any flavor. I told you how you can make it. Remove this thing without parameter, no input. Remove this thing, no output. So you can make any four combination. How many combinations are there? Four combination. One combination is no input, no output. Yes or no?
Yes.
Second combination is you can take some input. You can allow to give some input, but no output. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Third
Yes.
combination is you are saying that I will give some input and give some output. Yes or no? So you
Yes.
Yes.
have, and the fourth combination is that, what is that? No input, but some output. Yes or no?
Yes.
So it's your choice what you want to do as a designer, but somebody has already designed it, so you can use it according to their design. Is it okay?
Yes.
And now, at last, I can tell you that this class can be designed by anyone. You cannot see the code, but how you come to know that this function is returning something, taking input, that is visible to you. When when I show you, I will show you one thing. Let me do one thing. Let me create 2 3 flavors of this one. Copy, paste. I will make it void. Okay, I will give the name. Let me give some different names. Some here, void here, not returning anything. Okay, let me give any flavor, any other flavor, and let me give total. And here I'm not giving any number here. So definitely if I'm not giving any number, so I have to make this thing within the function, right?
Yes.
Okay, now just see that I'm taking the example of 3, one combination is left, but see that if I will say that da 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 dot, so you will able to see all the functions. Okay, just see the okay, just see the first one. When I'm saying that add, there is a syntax which is telling you that what this function is expecting and what this is returning. First of all, name of the function in the bracket, they are showing the parameter, means this is expecting 2 parameters. If the function is blank, like this one, in the total, are you able to see bracket is blank? Round
Yes.
bracket is blank. So it means when somebody Arpit want to call this function, he don't pass any parameter. Is it okay? So what is written? First thing is the name of the function. If the bracket is blank, it means you don't need to pass any parameter, but it is contains some parameter. You can see the count and their data type. 2 parameter, int a and int b. Matlab, first parameter is a and the value is integer. Second parameter is b and value is integer. Maybe in your function you need one parameter as a int and second parameter is a string and something like that. It can be any. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
After the colon, whatever you are able to see after colon, that is called return type. it
Written.
means it means oh sorry it means in this function add, the return value will be int. So on the base of that, you can, if you want to store this value in your program, you can create an integer variable at left side. Yes or no? Yes or no? And if you take the example of total, in the total, return type is void. It means
Wait.
it will not return anything, so you are not able to store in your program. So actually the syntax is telling everything, that it is taking some input, it is, and what is the this is student after the dash, this is called, this is telling you the owner of the function. It is telling you the owner of the function, like in which class this function exists. So this class function exists in student class. Getting my point?
Yes,
Mm.
sir.
Maybe few person this will be you will ask say, Pradeep, it is very very obvious a thing that I'm calling the function from the student class, so it will be, why it is showing that it is a student class of function? Because in the future you will learn that I have few functions in any other class, but I can access with the help of my class, like this one. I'm saying that s1 dot equals, are you able to see that any function with the name of equal is available in my student class?
No.
No. That's why it is telling you that equals method. Who is the owner of equal method? Object class.
Object.
But object class, why object class method is available in my student class? There is a secret. Something like that you have seen the movies or you have seen the serials. They left the serial at a very mode so that you can come again to the serial. So we will watch the video. We will watch the serial in next episode. Okay. Okay, I hope everything is clear.
Yes.
So in next
Yes.
session, we are going to first of all understand one special function also, that is called constructor. But I hope the session was good. If you have any query, you can put in the WhatsApp. First of all, learn and just try to make a discussion in your group. Is it okay?
Sir.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm binding the session. I hope it was good. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
you.
you.
And
The,
this
Thank
recording
you.
and
thank
this
you.
recording you will get on your Google Drive. Okay.
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 Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.